Hi, this is Ted Lango, founder of WFM Labs. This is a quick explainer video on one of our 4 tools that we've released to date in the lab. This tool deals with forecast accuracy. Are you thinking about forecast accuracy correctly? How did you establish your initial goal of forecast accuracy? Say you plan to plus or minus 5% or 10%. How did that goal get established? Once you click on that link, you'll come to a tool. The first thing that you need to do is agree to this statement. This is for educational purposes only. There's a number of things that go into establishing your goal. So you need to agree. This is for educational purposes. It does look at 3 important things in forecast accuracy, but there are other things that you may want to consider when establishing your goal. The 3 dimensions we look at here are the call volume that you take per week. We look at the total number of operating days and hours that you're open over the course of a week. And then I'll show you how we look at how volume is distributed by day. You can get more granular than this tool, and you can go down into intraday distributions to further refine this number. But this tool will give you an idea of how to look at call volume as one dimension in establishing your forecast accuracy goal. We all know that forecasting large queues is easier than small queues, just inherently by the amount of volume you get. And that's one thing that this tool allows you to see is we're looking at something called the minimal interval variance. It's explained well by Gurukula out on some videos that we reference. But this equation here is what's really driving this tool here itself. So just how do you use it? Well, first you just go in and establish what's my goal for the queue that I want to study. Let's just say it's plus or minus 5% is the goal that we have set up. Then you simply go in here and use this slider to say how many calls do I get per week? Is it 110,000 calls per week? Is it 40,000 calls per week? So that's the first 2 steps. Just put in your current goal and then how many calls per week that you get. These sliders allow you to indicate how many hours per day you're open Monday through Friday. I'm assuming a consistent number of hours Monday through Friday, and if you're open on Saturday or Sunday. If you're not open on Saturday or Sunday, just slide these down to 0 and it'll change to your open days per week as 5. If you're open 8 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday, right here, just slide these up. And again, I'm assuming you're open a consistent number of hours per day on Monday through Friday. So if your operating hours are 12 hours a day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 16 hours, or if you're open 24/7, slide all these over to 24. So for this example, I'm just going to assume 8 hours on Saturday and Sunday, and let's say 12 hours on Monday through Friday. Finally, after you've set your hours, if I'm open 12 hours and 8, then you can use these sliders over here to indicate your day of week distribution. If I get 23% on Monday, 18% on Tuesday, 14%, I can move these numbers up, down, let's say 21% Monday, 17% on Tuesday, 15% on Wednesday, 16%. The key is you've got to ensure that these all add up to 100%. Your workload has to be distributed so that this checksum adds up to 100%. And once we're done moving these, we can start to do our analysis. In this particular case, I had said in step 1, it's plus or minus 5% is my goal. And I'm calculating using this formula down here that the minimal interval variance I'll experience based on this distribution is 5.1%. And what this analysis is saying is that I may have an unrealistic goal. So that's the purpose of the analysis is it's running your call volume per week, per day, the total operating hours, and how it's distributed through this formula. And it's calculating the bare minimal interval variance that you can experience based on those distributions. Gurkula has good videos out there that explain minimal interval variance, but this is basically saying that regardless of how good you are at forecasting, based on the sheer volume and the distribution of that volume over the week, what is the minimal interval variance? So if I had said, well, I'm expected to get to plus or minus 3%, I would say, hey, based on just the call volume that I get and the hours of operation, that's an unrealistic goal. At the same time, if I've got a goal of plus or minus 10% and I get 105,000 calls per week, I may have a very conservative goal, and we may need to say, based on this minimal interval variance, that I should be somewhere down here in a plus or minus 5% range, just based on the sheer call volume. Why is this important? Well, join WFM Labs and we have discussions about accuracy, volatility going on. There's also a lot more that goes into setting your goal than just these variables here. We've got conversations going on within WFM Labs. You can also drop over to our forum. Within our forum, I've got a section on the lab under Next Generation Workforce Management Practices and a topic spun up called Setting Forecast Accuracy Goals. Feel free to drop your comments in either our community or in our forum, or post comments on this video. Be happy to hear about your feedback, whether you find this tool useful, and other thoughts that you may have around setting your forecast accuracy goal. Hope you find this useful. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Thank you.